Hi, welcome to Sunder's Sisterhood. I'm Carrie. This is a YouTube channel for the single and the childless, not by choice person. In the video today, we're discussing those times when you're doing fine, you're living your life, you feel like things are going really well, and then boom, you start feeling some grief and you start feeling some pain. So we're going to talk about it today because you are not alone in that, and that's actually really normal and really healthy. Having those moments when you thought you were over the hump or you were over the hardest part of grief related to childlessness is normal. And I know it can be really irritating, like being told something is normal when it's really painful. And it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean what you're doing isn't working. It doesn't mean that you're not trying hard enough. That's what I'm trying to get through to you today. It's a part of the process, and you are not alone in it. You're not alone, and that out of seemingly nowhere, you can feel like you're blindsided by the hurt and pain. Or for some of us, it also can be a slow ramp up or a slow build up again. I think this happens for me in particular, like in the fall, because we start with back to school, and then we go into Halloween, and then we go into Thanksgiving, and then we go into Christmas, and then we go into New Year's. It's just sort of each month there seems to be something. And the fall is easier as time goes on, but it doesn't mean that I don't have these moments sometimes where I'm like, well, damn. And it happens where out of nowhere it hits you again, or it starts to slowly creep back in. It's hard to kind of predict. Both are equally a part of grief. So what are those things? It's different for all of us. I'll share a few that are kind of more common, but it doesn't mean it can't be something not on this list. For example, what's not on this list, but something that really gives me the twinge or feels hurtful sometimes, is when I'm at the dog park and I see a dog playing with a little kid. There's something really sweet and innocent about that. That is still that thing that lingers in me a little bit. But for some people, it's a pregnancy announcement. It's a baby shower invitation. It's a Mother's Day commercial. It's all the social media posts around some of these events. It's the back to school pictures, the back to school celebrations, holidays approaching that are very child-centric. And it kind of feels like everything then starts to feel like it's about kids during that time of year. Maybe someone asking you, do you have kids, hits you in the feels. And then suddenly you're breathing a little heavier. Your brain is starting to race a little bit. Maybe your eyes are stinging. And you start asking yourself, why does this still hurt? I thought I was over this. Why can't I get over this? Am I ever going to feel better? Why am I responding this way? Why now? Why in this situation? Just because you're hurting again doesn't mean you're going backwards. Grief doesn't follow a timeline. We talk about that on this channel. Healing is not a linear line up. It's not a straight line up. It's up and down. Sometimes it feels like it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, or vice versa. Being fine or getting to acceptance doesn't mean that pain and grief is gone forever. It means you're learning how to carry it. It means you're living in that both and place that we talk about a lot on this channel, that you can experience moments of joy and hope and feel like you're liking your life again, and you can be experiencing grief related to childlessness. It's not one or the other often in terms of the totality. So even though you're learning how to carry it, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have these bumps that will come from time to time. And it will ache. It may hurt. And to quote one LL Cool J, sort of, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Don't call it a setback. It's not a setback. To feel a wide range of feelings, to feel a spectrum of feelings, is not a setback. Grief, especially grief related to childlessness, is layered. It is multifaceted. There's the loss of the dream, the loss of what you thought your life would be like. It's hard not to sometimes focus on the experiences that aren't going to happen, especially when you look around and it feels like you're seeing everybody else live those experiences. Like, that's not easy. activities, milestones, celebrations. Often many of us had like visions or thoughts about what certain things would look like as an adult, and having to pump the brakes on those and rework them can be done. And you can live a meaningful, fulfilling life around it, but it's work. And that takes a lot of guts, and it takes a lot of acknowledging the true feelings that you're feeling at the time. Like, in order to do that, you do have to experience the grief often, the loneliness that comes with that. And the way the world like keeps assuming that parenthood is the way to meaning. It's not. It is a way. I'm sure it is very meaningful for parents, and I am not minimizing that. It is not the only way to feel meaning and contribute and live a fun, meaningful life. That is a lie. So it makes sense that even if you've done a lot of inner work, even if you're doing all of the things, the pain can resurface even when you feel like you're living more in the acceptance world than the grief world. And one world isn't better than the other. One feels better than the other, but one isn't better to be in than the other. And you can't skip it. And we go back and forth in those places. We don't question that when it comes to death grief, do we? So it's important to remember that experiencing that hurt, experiencing that ache, experiencing that grief does not mean that you failed. It means you're human. You're allowing yourself to pay attention to what you're feeling, to feel what you're feeling. And those are all good and healthy things. Healthier than stuffing, suppressing, and avoiding, which is easy to do. Well, I don't know if it's easy to do, but it is something that many of us do because sometimes our grief can make others uncomfortable and people don't really know how to respond to it. So the fact that you're allowing yourself to be honest with how you're feeling is pretty gutsy. Feeling is not failing. You're not broken for still hurting. You're not weak for needing some space to grieve again. And you aren't stuck or not moving on. You're not not getting over it. I hear people, aren't you over that yet? You aren't feeling anything wrong. This is exactly how the process of healing is supposed to be. That's why it sucks so much sometimes. But this is how it's supposed to be. This October, I have a workbook coming out, Coping with the Holidays. And in it, I don't talk about moving on. I talk about looking ahead. And I chose that really specifically because it's not always something that you're moving on from and leaving in the past, but it's something that kind of comes along with you, different intensities, and it is okay to look ahead and to cultivate the life that you can cultivate at your own pace, in your own way, and most importantly, when you're ready. When we're healing, we'll have quiet days, we'll have hard days, we'll have loud days. We may even have some hopeless days. We'll have days that ache, maybe angry days, envious days, and all of those are valid. And you will also have purposeful days, joyful days, motivated days, energized days. All of those feelings are valid. So be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some moments and some time to be creative, to write, to feel, to grieve, and to be. And it's not a setback. It's part of the process of how we honor what you thought you would be. And sometimes this happens slowly, but you're intentionally shaping what will be. So if this resonates, stay with me. Subscribe to Sonder Sisterhood. This other path is windy, and you don't have to do it alone. Subscribe to join our community. And remember, you're allowed to be fine one day and hurt the next, because that's healing too. So subscribe to Sonder Sisterhood for more videos for the single and for the childless, not by choice person. And I'll see you in the next video.